Yes, I do enjoy fine art. Thank you for noticing. There's a certain raw beauty to it that modern painters often fail to recreate. I always wanted to be an artist myself, but it'll be a long time before I can call myself that. I often say that patience are my canvas, but my job is more about restoration. Obviously, I look at the damaged human minds and bring them back to their former beauty. I'm sorry, I'm probably boring you.
No, it's not that. It's just... It's been a difficult couple of days. I'd really like to go home.
Of course, and go home you will. As soon as we've done this little assessment, okay, you'll probably know how it works. I've read in your file you used to be a nurse.
Yes, I know very well how it works. You want to check if I'm nuts.
Well, I wouldn't use that expression, obviously. But yes, we have to make sure you're safe and figure out how to help you. Also, as a nurse yourself, you know there's always paperwork involved. These forms won't fill themselves. Honestly, Susan, you have nothing to worry about. This is just a formality. I could tell straight away that you are not nuts.
Fine. What would you like to know? I will answer all your questions. Then I'll go home, take a long shower, and catch up on sleep.
Wonderful. Let's see then. Where do we begin?
She's awake, Doctor.
Good evening. It's good to see you awake at last. You're in the Cedar Lake Hospital. My name is Andrew. I'm one of the doctors. Would you confirm your name for me, please?
Susan Ashworth.
Hello, Mrs. Ashworth. I'm glad to see you're all right. You're on the ward now. Your condition is stable. I can see your brain functions just fine and there's no permanent damage of any sort. We've checked your internal organs and they're fine too. You're a very lucky lady, Susan. You might experience extreme tiredness and lethargy for a couple of days, but that should soon pass. I would advise plenty of rest now. The nurses on this ward will take it from here. Please let them know if you need anything. Take care, Mrs. Ashworth. Please, don't try to speak. What did you say? Don't worry, Mrs. Ashworth. Your arm is fine. No. There was nothing wrong with your arm, darling. Now calm down.
Would you like me to get you some water? Let me get you a drink. I'll be back in a second. I'm sorry, Susan. Did I wake you? I have to take your blood pressure. 2 seconds and I'm gone. My name is Liz, by the way. I'm sorry. I know this isn't very nice. Believe me, I hate waking people up just for this. But being a nuisance is part of my stupid job, unfortunately. Oof, I hate this place. Tell you what, Susan. Can I call you Susan? So anyway, I shouldn't say it, but you know I'm going to anyway. You are so lucky. It's crazy. You doing what you've done, and her walking in, seeing what she saw. That was a chance. 1 in a million. I'm not making any sense again, am I? I'm tired. They're working us to death here, you know. Modern day slavery. One day I'll tell them what I really think. I swear I will. Ah, and here it is. You've got the blood pressure of an 18-year-old. Just wanted to say you're lucky, I think. And that I hope you've changed your mind about some things. Got to go, but I'll see you later. You take care, sweetheart, yeah? Bad dream?
Okay, sorry about that. I was actually looking at my phone and then I realized that the mic was muted. Alright, to answer your question, Chico, I had actually gotten a new bot. Well, not a new bot. I've had it on my computer for a while now, but this is the first time I'm activating it. And I wanted to use it to do sound commands during the stream, but I can't figure out how to let the chat use it. Like, if they have enough points, they should be able to activate a sound effect. And that's the reason why I enabled a second form of currency, because, like, especially like if it's a really deep or story heavy game, I didn't want people to constantly be able to go in and like spam, you know, the chat with unnecessary noises and stuff. So that's why I had did that, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to be working the way I want it to now, so I don't know. But that's what the shards are for. Basically, each sound effect would require at least 100 shards to activate. I figured that would be a decent amount, because then that way, like let's say somebody joins the chat room real quick and they just start spamming sound effects, you know, that would be no fun to anybody. So I figured let them be able to sit in the chat room for a bit, and then they would be able to, once they've earned enough points, they could use those kind of sound commands. Of course, some people have a lot of shards already, because what I did is I went back and I looked at the Revlobot and looked to see how many minutes they were watching the stream previously. And I used that to kind of gauge how many shards to give to existing viewers. So like in your case, you watched for quite a number of times. So I gave you, I think, about 500. And then like for Freaks, I gave him, I forget, like 600, 700. So you have enough to make a few commands, but I couldn't figure out why when he tried to activate one of them earlier, it didn't work. So we'll have to test that out. So that's what that's all about. So there's two forms of currency. There's the gizmos, which unlock the other rewards on the channel. And then there's the shards, which are specifically for sound effects. But for some reason I can't get it to work, so I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I have been busy. Also tried to fix the Discord last night, but that didn't really amount to much. Yeah, the characters in this game, I don't know how to describe it. Like, they don't look pretty, if that makes sense, but I guess that kind of works considering the nature of this game. Like, you guys missed what happened in the intro. We were introduced to the main character, Susan, and she was explaining how, you know, because of depression, she was killing herself. Like, she took a bottle of sleeping pills and just downed the sleeping pills and killed herself. And then we wake up to the first part of the game. It's broken up into 7 chapters, by the way. And she wakes up in this field of wheat, which I guess is supposed to symbolize something. Like, this game is pretty heavy on symbolism and some trippy scenes. And to make a long story short, she meets this lady who I think is supposed to personify death. And she basically tells Susan that instead of keeping you here in this realm, which I assume was supposed to be, you know, the afterlife, I'm going to actually give you a gift. I'm going to give you the gift of immortality, and I'm going to send you back to the living world to take out these 5 parasites, as she calls them, or 5, I guess, enemies that are hurting other people. So that's why Susan is in the hospital bed right now. She has just been revived from the brink of death, and so now she's going to have to find these 5 parasites and stop them from hurting other people. Yeah, that is a good question, Chico. What's the catch? So, pretty interesting game. I've actually seen this years and years ago, but this is the first time I'm actually playing it, so pretty blind in that regard. But the overall story, like, I understood, or I won't say that I know what's going to happen, because honestly, depending on some of the choices I make, I might get a different ending. Like, I think there's at least 2 different endings that you can get in this game. So, yeah. But very story heavy, very deep themes that it deals with, so figured I would give this one a go, since that seems to be my MO on this channel. Alright, so I think I should be honest with her and tell her I had a really bad dream just now.
Yeah, a really bad one.
I knew it. I could see as soon as I came in the room that you were having a nightmare. I guess I shouldn't have woken you up. What was it about?
I was burnt alive. I can't remember. It's none of your business. Well, I don't want to be rude to her, and I definitely remembered this happening, so...
I was burnt alive.
Actually, it reminds me of something that happened the other day. There was this woman on the emergency unit, and she really wanted to smoke, you know? But they wouldn't let her, of course. She wasn't well at all, not just injured, but not right in the head. She was on 10 litres of oxygen through the face mask. She had to stay in bed, she was told. But she wouldn't listen, of course, and as soon as they'd left, she lit up a fag. The whole room went up in flames, and so did she. I guess you didn't really want to know that, did you? That's just me and my big gob. Typical. I never know when to shut up.
Also, in case if you couldn't tell, this game takes place in the UK somewhere. So the accents and the terminology, you know, because I know some people will like flip out when they see that she said the word fag, whereas in this case, in the UK, a fag refers to a cigarette. So that's what that's about. Also, yeah, I was thinking the same thing too, Robert. That's not really something you tell a patient, let alone a patient who's just recovering. Like, yeah, you just don't do that. What was your name again? And what happened to me? I mean, I kind of know what happened to me, but I'll ask her name for... Maybe I'll get the chance to ask both.
What was your name again?
I forgot to introduce myself, didn't I? I always do that. So sorry, Susan. My name is Elizabeth. But you can call me Liz, like everyone else.
You're here a lot. Every time I open my eyes, I see you.
They make auxiliaries do crazy hours here. Seriously, I feel like I've got no life sometimes. I'll be here till the morning. To be honest, I keep coming here to hide. Please don't give me away. I just want to rest my legs for 2 minutes, that's all.
Okay, so I do have the option to ask what happened to me. Great, so that can be a little bit of a recap for those that are just popping in.
What happened to me?
Well, how much do you remember?
I took some pills, and I fell asleep in the chair. I remember how the room kept spinning around me slowly. I felt so calm, and then...
Okay, so the game is giving me the option to either tell her what I actually saw after I died or whatever, or I could kind of lie and just say I woke up here and I saw you. And I don't know. I don't... Like, she probably is told crazy stuff all the time. And I really don't care at this point. Yeah, I'll just tell her.
All of a sudden, I was on the field of barley. It was great at first. I felt happy. I was free. But it soon got worse. There was this tunnel, but there was no light at the end of it, only darkness. Then I got lost in the woods. There was my dead body hanged on the tree, a burning car, and a crow, and a deer. I heard something behind the trees, but I didn't dare to look. Then I found the house. The old woman who lived there, I think she was Death. Or maybe she was the devil. I'm not sure. She said they call her the Queen of Maggots. She said I should go back, gave me another chance. And so, here I am. Weird dream, eh?
Maybe it wasn't a dream. I really believe in that sort of stuff. It's not impossible.
It felt real, but it was just a dream. Can you now tell me who found me and what happened?
Well, your body went into a coma. You were lucky she came home and found you. I told you that before.
Who's
What?
she?
Who found me?
Your daughter, of course. She called an ambulance. If it wasn't for her, you'd sure be dead now, Susan.
My daughter?
Yes. Why? Why'd you look so pale all of a sudden, Susan?
I don't have a daughter. Whoever she is, she lied.
But why would she do that?
How should I know? I was in a coma, apparently.
So she lied. It doesn't change the fact that you owe her your life.
I was fine. I didn't ask for any help. Sorry.
Okay, so I don't want to agree with Susan on the fact that she didn't quote unquote need help, because had that girl not stepped in and intervened, Susan wouldn't be here talking to Liz. At the same time, though, it's a little iffy that this lady not only lied, and said that she was Susan's daughter, but that she was even there to begin with. But I don't even see the option to even bring that up right now. How long have I been here? When will they let me go home?
How long have I been here?
I was told you arrived at the hospital at 7 in the evening. You had a cardiac arrest in the ambulance. They had to resuscitate you. Your heart stopped beating for nearly a minute, but they managed to bring you back. You went to the intensive care unit, where they gave you a dose of antidote and pumped your stomach. As soon as your condition was stable, they brought you on this ward. It's called Dime Ward. I call it Die Ward, because all the patients who come here want to die.
What the fuck, Liz?
It's a suicide watch unit. That's why it's so strict. You have to be careful. Nurses here are trigger happy with the sedatives.
Seriously, Liz, what kind of nick... Ay, vey, this girl. Also, hi, Crickety. Yeah, this game is pretty deep at times, and that's putting it mildly. You should have seen what happened a few minutes ago before we opened up on this scene. And I'm just gonna warn, it's gonna get worse, so yeah.
When will they let me go home?
I'm not sure. Probably not today. Maybe tomorrow. Look, I shouldn't say that, but you seem like a nice person. I feel like I should warn you. There's this doctor here. They call him Dr. X. He's a chief of psychiatry in this hospital. You won't be able to go home until he's talked to you, and he's really good at getting into your head. You know what I'm saying? He will ask you a lot of tricky questions.
That's not necessarily...
But he's a really great guy. You should trust him.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, that's not necessarily bad given the circumstances. I'll admit, in IRL, I don't really like to open up to a lot of people or tell them my business if necessary. I have to feel, really okay with this person to reveal certain details. And considering that Susan tried to kill herself, she clearly has a lot on her mind, or has gone through a lot that she feels that she just has no other choice but to do this. So, even if the doctor asks quote-unquote tricky questions, as long as they're not too, invasive, I feel that this might be a good thing for her. Which, now that I'm thinking of it, that makes sense as to why this second chapter of the game opened up with Susan in this doctor's office. I think the story's kind of being told out of order. So, chapter 2 opened up with Susan talking to the doctor. And then, right after that scene, we jumped to this scene of her in the hospital bed. So, again, I feel like the game is kind of filling in the gaps between her waking up in the hospital and then whatever that led up to her talking to the doctor ultimately. So, maybe that's how the whole game is going to be structured, like her maybe talking to the doctor. Not so much about her adventures, but what led her to that point in time, I guess you could say. Also, hold on a second, I gotta check something in the background. Sorry. Because it seemed like it was lagging on my end. But it looks like it's okay now. Okay, so back to this. Tell me more about the doctor. Did you see this daughter of mine? Tell me something more about yourself. Okay, well, I don't want to shoo her away. I really hope the... Like, sometimes I'm afraid to make these dialogue choices because you make one, and then sometimes you don't get the chance to ask these other ones, you know? But I am really curious about this.
Did you see this daughter of mine?
No, sorry, Susan. Apparently she came in the ambulance with you, but then she remembered something and had to go. I think someone mentioned she went in quite a hurry.
Of course she did. She was worried I'd ask her what she was doing in my flat.
Saving your life?
Do I really have to give her a benefit of the doubt just because of that?
One would assume so. That girl is a hero. Maybe real heroes always leave before their identity is revealed.
Or she was a burglar, attempting to steal from me.
That's a possibility too. Have you got anything very precious in your flat?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, think about it. Susan lives by herself. It's not like she had a roommate or anybody that would normally be there. I don't know, like if the girl had been casing the place in previous attempts or whatever, she might have known that Susan was, lived alone and would have attempted to rob her, but then found her body and opted to call the ambulance, you know, because then maybe she could have been accused of doing it. I don't know. But it's still weird that she lied and said that she was Susan's daughter when Susan just said she doesn't have a daughter. So that's a bit iffy. I have to agree with Susan on that. Just because she saved her life doesn't necessarily mean that she's doing it for the right reasons, you know? Coincidentally, I understand what Liz is saying too. Sometimes people don't really want to take the credit for the good deeds that they do, but you gotta admit the circumstances are a little weird. I guess I'll be a little nice to her and ask her about herself.
Tell me something more about yourself.
Me? I'm a nobody. I'm just a hard-working girl. We all have to pay our bills somehow, right?
Yeah.
I rent a room not far from here. There are 2 other girls living in the house. One is an auxiliary nurse, like me. She's always sick. The other one is a stripper. At least I think so. She's never home at night.
Maybe she works at night, like you.
Yeah, but I don't leave for work wearing red stockings and heels, do I?
No, you're right. You're a real nurse, not some man's fantasy of one.
I used to do all that for my boyfriend. You know, dress up as a sexy nurse and all. Well, I did it just once, really. He didn't like it that much. He didn't like me that much either. Broke up with me last Valentine's Day.
Well,
of all days, he chose that one, eh?
Yeah.
He never told me why, but I don't care anymore.
Yeah, you say you don't care, and I don't really want to push the issue, but you remember stuff like that, you know? Even if you don't really celebrate the holiday or whatnot, that's still a pretty messed up thing to do. Yeah, tell me more about this doctor that you started to talk about.
Tell me more about this Dr. X.
His name is Xavier Zellman, but everyone just calls him Dr. X. He comes on the ward often, usually late in the afternoon or in the evening. I personally really like him, but you hear all sorts of stories in a place like this, you know. I don't know what to believe anymore. All I know is he's been very friendly and supportive. Some doctors won't even say hello to you, but Dr. X usually stops and asks how I am. He knows I have some problems. He can see I'm not happy here. He actually offered me some free weekly sessions. I think I might take him up on his offer.
What are they saying about him?
Oh yeah, They say he's a big flirt. Nurses, cleaners, patients. He doesn't care, as long as they're wearing a skirt.
Good
One
grief.
girl I knew, Linda, I heard they had an affair. Stupid girl. Well, she left, and I never saw her again. Now why do you think that is? Dr. X got her knocked up. They covered it up and quietly got rid of her. Probably paid her some money. I don't know how these things work, but it must have been enough to shut her up. I bet he'll be more careful now. But I can't really say a bad word about him, personally. Well, one thing. Maybe. Don't laugh, okay? He's got a weird smell.
What?
What do you mean?
He smells funny. I don't know. Maybe it's just bad aftershave. Or maybe it's something he eats.
Oh, thanks for the warning. I'll try not to get too close to him.
Now that I think about it, there's something else too. I'll tell you this, Susan. He starts talking to you, and you just open up and tell him everything. It's very odd. I don't exactly hide things from people, but he got some really private stuff out of me. Really private. You know what I mean? Things I wouldn't tell my mother about. And we haven't even started those sessions yet. So, be prepared for that.
Sure, but it's a bit too late for me to hide how I feel now anyway. I think I made it very clear when I swallowed those pills.
Alright, well, I think that's all I'm gonna get from her. I mean, I don't know why they still
I'm
got
tired.
this. Yeah.
Let me sleep now.
Fine. I'll see you again. Be
All right.
careful who you trust here, Susan. They will be watching you.
How do I know you're not one of them?
You don't. But do I really look like a bad person to you?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I'll see you tonight.
Bye,
Remember
Liz.
what I said. Dreams are just dreams. But when they turn into nightmares, it's good to have someone there to pinch your arm and wake you up, right?
Okay. Okay, you see what I mean? We're back in the doctor's
start with
office
a
now.
little chat about your childhood. I want you to be as honest as possible. It's important if we want to get to the bottom of your problem. Count to 10 and tell me when you're ready, Susan.
Okay. Yeah, this is Dr. X. So, as you can see, it's jumping like back and forth in the timeline. This is actually how Chapter 2 started, with us in the doctor's office. Then it jumped to the hospital scene, and now we're back in his office again. And I have to agree with you, Chico. She does overshare information, so maybe Susan will have better luck keeping certain things that she doesn't want to reveal from him. I don't know. We'll see. But let's talk to the good old doctor. I am ready to talk.
This isn't all about whether you're nuts or not, like we said before. It's about finding what has caused how you're feeling now and creating a working solution. In order to achieve that, I need to get to know you better. Can we talk about your childhood first? Your parents. When you're a child, your life revolves around them. What was your father like? Did you have a good relationship with him?
I had a great dad. No, he wasn't a good father to me. I was brought up without a father. So I'm assuming this was the game's way of trying to immerse the player into the game. Obviously, they can't put every scenario in a game, you know, to reflect each player, but I guess they went with the top 3 likely scenarios. So I guess I'll draw from my own experience here while answering these questions.
I was brought up without a father.
I understand he wasn't there when you were growing up. Can you tell me why? What happened to him?
He
He died in an accident. He left when I was little. He committed suicide. I guess the one that's closest... Both Chico and Robert are like, nope, I don't like this guy. Yeah, he does have a... I don't want to say unusual, but yeah, I guess unsettling is the best description, like Chico said. Like, it's a calm voice, but it's a little too calm, if that makes sense. Like, I understand a psychiatrist will have to be level-headed and sort of mild-mannered when talking to people, but yeah, I get what you're saying. And then the fact that he supposedly has a history with flirting with other women, yeah. I think I'll go with this one, because this is the closest to what I went through.
Left when I was little. One night he just packed his suitcase and left. I was about 8 at the time. He didn't say goodbye, didn't even look at me. I remember watching him walk away. It was winter, getting dark early. He just disappeared into the night, and I never saw him again.
Let's talk about your mother now. What was she like? Would you care to tell me about her?
Okay, I had a wonderful mom. She was a horrible mother. I lost her when I was still a child.
I can't complain. My mum was great. She did her best to make up for the loss of my father. Me and her, we were like best friends, like soulmates. We did everything together. She passed away 7 years ago.
Aww.
Her forever broken heart finally gave up. But she did give me a wonderful childhood, despite everything that happened. I will always love her for that.
Okay, I'm beginning to get a better picture. That's enough about your parents for now. Let's take 2 minutes, and we will talk about something else.
Oh, so now we can control Susan now.
I need to get out of this place. I hate hospitals. Besides, I really want to go home and forget all about this.
I don't blame you, Susan. I'm not a fan of hospitals either. Like, I've been in one before, overnight, and I was like, never again. I gotta take better care of myself because I cannot do this. Hey, vampire, how are you? Okay, so yeah. Now we're back to, I guess, the past, you could say. So now, this is after Susan woke up from her plight in the her plight and her brush of death. So let's see. Examine, look under. There's nothing interesting under the pillow. Also, Robert, I was thinking about that painting in the doctor's office. I think that was like a painting of somebody being operated on. Like, it looked like somebody was like laying down on a bed and somebody was I don't know, like sticking their hand into like their womb or something. Like, it was really weird. I think we're gonna get to be in the doctor's office again, so I'll look at it in more detail the next time we're back there. But what can we do with the bed? No, I don't want to lie down. I don't want to lie down. I don't really want to sleep here. I'm not tired anyway. Yeah, I know. Can we get up? Thank you. Okay, clock. Examine. The needles are stuck at 10:08, which was, in my time, about 40 minutes ago. It's probably broken, or maybe it just needs new batteries. Okay. Gloves rack and sink. Oh, wait. No. Stop. Stop. It's a clip-on hospital wristband. I didn't mean to open up my inventory. It's got my name, date of birth, and hospital number on it. Okay. Can I get out of my inventory, please? How do you do that? Oh, okay, that's how you do it. Okay, so let's examine the glove rack. It's full of latex gloves, 3 different sizes. Well, since the game has given me an option to do so, I'm definitely going to take gloves. Oh, take 1 glove, take a lot of gloves. I'd rather take a lot, because something tells me I'm going to have to do a puzzle later where I'm probably going to mess up a number of times, so might as well just grab a bunch of them. Okay. So now, sink. Turn cold water on, turn hot water on, turn tap off. I didn't even notice that the water was dripping. I guess turn it off? Oh, it's not running right now. Okay. So we're probably gonna have to fill up something at some point at a sink. Okay, I have to remember that. And here is the hallway. Door, what is this? Enter, examine. Well, let's see what's in here first. It's a toilet door. Okay. So I guess in the UK they just refer to restrooms as toilets. What was this? Drug chart and flowers. Well, let's look at this first. Read. It's a list of drugs for the patient inside room 2. I guess that's me then. I'm on a lot of sedatives, it appears. The stuff they're giving me could knock out a horse and give it a headache for a week too. It can also cause hallucinations and paranoia. Oh man. How bizarre. Why would they want to give all that, or give me all that? I'm not crazy, I know that for sure. If anyone's crazy here, it's someone who would put me on all this medication for no medical reason. So, yeah. I don't know if the game, what am I trying to say? Like, it's interesting playing this game again. Well, not again, I've never actually played it before. I've seen gameplay of it before. But it's interesting going through this again because it really makes you think about the healthcare system too, and how people with mental disorders or, you know, issues with like depression, how they're treated, you know, by everyone else. Because, you know, in some respects, people might assume that somebody who's on a lot of medication and they're acting, you know, crazy and whatnot, it's because of their disorder. But then Susan just finished reading that the chart said that the medicines that they have her on causes hallucination and paranoia. But again, if somebody's taking those meds, who are they going to believe first, the doctor or the patient, you know? So it's kind of sad when you think about it. Like, makes you wonder how many more people might actually be lucid, but because of the medication they're on, you're going to doubt them, you know? Take, smell, examine. A bunch of chrysanthemums. I hate flowers. Okay. Well, I won't interact with them then if you don't like them. Also, I see the drug chart for our next door neighbor, so I'm gonna be nosy and read it. It's a list of drugs for the patient inside room 1 and some notes. According to this, her name is Ann Burton, 35 years of age. She's taken lots of sedatives and has a long history of drug abuse. It seems that on top of it all, she's taken methadone for heroin withdrawal syndrome. At the bottom of the page, there's a note saying she's actually a private patient who's staying here out of her own free will. Oh, well, good for her. At least she's being proactive for her condition. Okay. Lucky lady. I guess it won't be so easy for me to leave the ward. Okay, so that's good to know. Alright, well, let's keep going. Alright. I really love the look of this game, like the minimal amount of color used to make certain things stand out. So I see a discharge letter, but I'm pretty sure if I try to touch it, this lady that's sitting here probably will give me a lot of lip. And folders. Probably the same thing. If I try to mess with this, the other lady will get upset. So let me keep going. Ooh. Or not? Can I go past you guys? Let me through. I'm going home. Let me be polite. I don't want to get into any trouble with them.
Excuse me. Where's the exit?
It's just down the corridor, ma'am.
Thanks. I'll be on my way then.
Can I see the discharge letter first?
A discharge letter? What for?
Some of our patients are under observation and aren't allowed out of the ward. For their own safety, of course.
It sounds like we're prisoners here.
It's for the patient's safety, ma'am. If you haven't been discharged by the doctors, I'm afraid I can't let you through. May I ask what your name is?
Yeah, I'm not saying number 3 because, I mean, he's just doing his job. I don't think lying is going to help the matter, so I'll just...
My name is Susan Ashworth. Can I go now?
If you've not been discharged, I can't let you out, Mrs. Ashworth.
Yeah.
I'm afraid there's nothing I can do for you, ma'am. You should talk to the doctor first and come back with a letter and some form of identification.
Okay, bye-bye. See, I have a feeling that probably could have gone a lot worse if I was rude to them. Like, when I do need their help later, they won't want to help me, so I definitely need to get a discharge letter. And there's one clearly on this table here. But, again, I feel like if I interact with it, this lady here is going to have an issue, so let me try talking to her first. Look at, talk to. I'd like to go home now. Can I make a phone call? I feel much better now. Can you please discharge me? Is Liz here? Tell those security guards to let me through right now. Well, I mean, they're doing their job, Susan. You know, Liz just finished saying that this was like a suicide watch ward, so it would make sense for them to not just let anybody walk out whenever they feel like it. But I will maybe ask about Liz. Maybe she can help me.
Is Liz here?
And who's Liz?
That young nurse who was here last night. Black hair, very chatty. She said her name was Liz.
I'm sorry. A lot of people come through here. I can't remember everyone's name. Can you return to your bed now, please? It's nearly time for your medication. I can't be chasing around after every single patient.
Beg your pardon?
Look, I'm very busy at the moment. I'll come and talk to you in a minute, all right?
You look like you're staring at the floor. How are you busy? Also, hi, Thought. And I don't want any more medication. I think it's making me flip the fuck out as it is already. Okay, well that didn't amount to anything. Can I talk to you and ask you some other stuff? I'd like to go home now. Can I make a can I make a phone call? Maybe I can get somebody that can help me. Yeah, I know, right, Crickety?
Can I make a phone call, please?
Oh, yes, of course. But the phone's being used at the moment. Can you please come back in 5 minutes?
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Okay, so maybe that will be as an option for me. So you know what? I will go back the other way I came from. Maybe something else has unlocked. And then maybe I can try and use the phone to get the hell out of here. Oh, I was right. We have interaction. This must be the patient from side room 2. Wait, side room 2? I'm in side room 2. They must mean side room 1. God, doesn't she look confused? And drugged up. Oh boy. Yeah, people don't wobble back and forth like that unless they're drunk. I guess talk to her since she's here now?
Hi. Are you alright? Can we talk for a minute?
I can't talk. Please, just leave me alone.
Oh, I mean you no harm. I'm trapped here, just like you.
Trapped? I don't know. It's just so hard to think without it. But you're a stranger. And you're not one of those lovely nurses either. They look after me so well. I trust the nurses like I trusted my mother.
I just want to talk. I need your help.
Unless it's Mother who sent you. Was it her? Please tell me it was her.
Yeah, sure. I'm a good friend of your mother.
Susan, don't lie.
I miss her so much. I can't remember you very well. But you should know this. If you really are a friend, you will know my mother's name. The name that haunts me. A beautiful name.
Yeah, sure I do. Now, let me ask you.
What is it?
Oh, well...
What is my mother's name?
Okay, really? I haven't even... I have no idea. Also, Crickety, thanks for the follow. Hold on, I gotta check something in my settings. Thought it went through earlier, but I guess it didn't save it. Hold on. Maybe this time it'll actually take. Okay, maybe now it actually saved. I don't know why. When I finished doing The Wolf Among Us, I immediately changed the name of the game, but I guess it didn't save it. I don't know, Moobot is weird like that. Alright, I'm gonna go with Robert's suggestion and see if that's a name on this list here. So, Joan, Mary, Elizabeth. Holy shit, there's a lot of names here. Mandy, Sarah, Alice, I don't know, Ann Burton. Well, I mean, the lady here, I'm pretty sure it's Ann Burton, so it doesn't pay for me to say her name again. I'm just gonna be honest and say I don't know.
I don't know.
No, of course you don't. Leave me alone. Please, just leave me alone.
Alright, I'm pretty sure her mother would be, like, on her records, but I can't access her records with that lady at the front desk, so I'm gonna have to figure something else out. Also, now that she's not in here, I mean, I don't even understand why I would have to go in here, but we're gonna go in anyway. Okay, so now we're in the bathroom, which looks horrible. Would not want to use this. Examine. It looks like it hasn't been emptied for a while. There are a lot of discarded medication pots in there, among other gross stuff. The fact that it's giving me the option means I'm gonna have to use something out of here. I'll take one of these medication pots. Oh, is that what they call those things? I kept saying, what is a medication pot? Okay, well, I have that, so I'll have to collect something in it. Note. What does this say? Please stop writing messages on the mirror. While we are currently experiencing difficulties maintaining high level of cleanliness due to the sudden absence of our cleaning staff, we ask all patients to be considerate and help us keep the ward tidy. Okay. And then we have a mirror, a sink, ring the bell, toilets. I don't see any reason to use the sink and mirror. What is this about? Examine. I can't look at myself. The mirror is cracked. A large shard of glass is lying on the side. That's gonna come in handy for something. If they find it on me, they'll think I'm a complete psycho. But it might be useful too. I'll risk it. Yeah, take it. Okay, great. We're collecting a number of items now that we can use. Question is, what the hell are we gonna do with it? Okay, toilet. Oh god, please tell me I'm not gonna have to find something in here. Look at, use, flush, open lid, close lid. Well, it's already closed. Okay, well, can we just, it's already down. Okay. Only other thing that I see in here to do is the button. So, let's press it.
Someone is coming.
Oh, it's you.
Have you rang the bell? Is there an emergency?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to somehow cause an emergency of sort in the bathroom. And then when she's preoccupied with that, then I can go to her desk and steal... Okay. Gotcha. Alright. I just wanted to remind you that I'm ready to go home. I pressed it by mistake. I wanted to see how long it took you to answer the bell. Feeling a bit woozy. I just pressed it by mistake. I think I know what I have to do now, but I need to get her out of the room first, so...
I pressed it by mistake. Sorry.
Oh.
Can you leave now?
Alright. It happens, I guess.
Please?
I'll see you later.
Okay, bye. Okay, great. Alright, so now that she's out of the room, I think I know what I have to do now, so... Okay, here's my thinking, guys. We have gloves in our inventory, right? And... we have a toilet here, okay? I'm thinking we need to clog up the toilet. Because, according to this note here, it said that the cleaning staff are not here. I don't know if that means they're on strike or whatever. The point is, the lady won't be able to just call a janitor to help unclog the toilet. Like, she'll probably have to do it herself. So if I stop up the toilet, she'll be too busy worrying about that. And then maybe I can run and steal... Or maybe I'm just talking shit, I don't know. But then what the hell am I using this other stuff for? Okay, you know what? As much as I don't really want to talk to her, I mean, I'm gonna have to call her back in here anyway. Let me press the button again.
Someone is coming.
She's gonna get so sick of me pushing this button.
Have you rang the bell? Is there an emergency?
Okay, so... Well, she's not gonna go with number 1. I already know that. Number 2 just makes her immediately leave the room. I don't really want to antagonize her by saying number 3. So... maybe I'll just lie and act like I don't feel well, and maybe that'll distract... I don't know. Let's try that one.
I'm feeling a bit woozy.
Are you really? You look fine to me.
No, I'm really not feeling well.
Fine, I'll call the doctor for you. But I can't help it if he's busy and can't get here straight away. In the meantime, I know how to make you feel better. I think it's time we give you some medication. Can you please tell me your name and your date of birth?
I really don't want to take meds. And I don't think lying is going to do me any good because she has a hospital ban. The lady can just check it to confirm if I'm lying. Crying out loud.
Susan Ashworth, 24th of May, 1970.
I'm just going to check your name band now to confirm that. That's fine. That's fine. I'd like you to drink this liquid, please. It will help you relax. It will help you relax.
I don't want to. Also, that double play, or that glitch with the audio, that was weird. I really don't want to take these drugs, but I don't really want to refuse either. Like, I don't think this will end well for me. Okay, you know what? Actually, the more I think about it, I really don't want to take these medicines because it makes She just finished saying that the drugs apparently makes her hallucinate and paranoid. The more I think about it, no, I really don't want to.
Are you insane? I'm not taking any medication. I'm not ill.
Okay, we are prepared for this. Jim, can you come in, please?
Okay, he's one of
You
the security guards.
must be kidding me.
I'll have to remember that name.
Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm going to give you an injection. You'll feel a sharp scratch. Hold it for me, would you?
Wait a minute, hold on. I can't even do anything. Crying out loud.
Now, go back to your room and rest. You'll be able to relax and have a great sleep.
Ooh. Huh. S-H blank A. Okay. So, I actually think... Interesting. Oh, guys, I think I know what I was supposed to do in here now. Shit. You know how the note... Oh my god. What is that going on in the background? That sound effect. Shit. Alright. You know how in the bathroom, before it all changed to whatever the hell this is, the note had mentioned about writing messages on the wall? I wonder if... Because, think about it. You know how if you're in a bathroom and it's really steamy, and you can write messages in the mirror, you know, in the fog? Maybe I needed to do something in the mirror on the other side of this illusion. And then when I got drugged up, like, this would complete the message. You know, because here's the S and H, here's an A. Maybe by doing something with the sink and the mirror in the other world, something would appear here. You know? I'm gonna have to probably try that. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get back to the other world. So I guess I have to leave since there's nothing else to do here. Okay, can we leave? Yes. Whoa. I don't like... What is that sound effect too? Sounds like something's either being chewed up or dripping. What am I playing, guys? Okay, let's see what's in here. What the fuck is this? What is this? Narcotic heart. Can I leave? I can't leave. And I can interact with this monstrosity somehow. Examine. So hard to concentrate. Is this thing filled with drugs? Yeah, exactly, Crickety. Is it filled with drugs? Can I stab this? Hold on. I mean, that might be a thing. Let me try it. Use. Can't think of any use. Oh, maybe I'm not close enough to it? Hold on. Okay, stand right next to this. Okay, maybe I can use it now. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Okay, now I can probably use this thing, right? I'll fill it with the... Yes. Drug, blood, I guess it's the same thing in this world. Okay, so I have some kind of medicine. Holy shit. Okay. I don't think I'll find anything else in the bathroom, but let's go back in here and see. Enter. Oh, and now the letters are gone. Shoot. Okay, well... Actually, hold on. Can I do anything with the toilet? Probably not. Yeah. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to get back to the other world. and try what I was thinking earlier. Okay. Alright, so the only other thing I think we can do is go back into this room. Sorry, I meant to hit enter. Yeah, look at the sky outside. This is definitely a mind trip. So, if this is quote-unquote a dream, maybe sleeping will, get rid of this. Wow, she just doesn't care. She's not even resting on the bed like you normally would. Okay. I appear to be back to normal
The
now.
drugs have worn off and I feel better now. But I can't let them do that to me again. I need to get out of here.
Well, Susan, I think we're gonna have to let them do that to you again, because I think that's how we're gonna solve this, word puzzle. And you're still chilling in the hallway. Nice to see you, Anne. Have a good day. Alright, let's go back in here. And... can you... okay, thank you. Alright, so like I was saying, there was a note here. Will it let me do it again? No, I don't care about... Alright, well, in any event, the note here by the garbage bin had mentioned something about writing messages on the mirror. So, actually, can I just do it using this? Oh, okay, no. I don't want to drink it or use it. What exactly is it, and how did I get it? Wow, she doesn't even remember what happened when she was on those drugs. It's all a bit blurry. I can't really remember much. Fair enough. Okay. Alright. So, I thought maybe I could use the stuff in the pot to write a message, but I did also say that maybe fogging up the mirror might work too, so... sink? So, let's see, to make the room steam up, we would have to do hot water, I would think. So, let's run the hot water. And... okay, I'm starting to see the water vapor. Right? I don't know if I have to wait a certain amount of time, or if I just... that alone will do the, wait, what's going on? Ooh! E-I-L. So wait, I think... so Sheila? Is that the name? It was like S-H and then A? Hold on, we're gonna confirm that. I'm gonna actually call that lovely lady of a nurse in here and get confirmation. And then I think I'll have to come back in here one more time, because I think I need to distract her in here.
Someone is coming.
In order to get her away from the front desk. Okay, let's try this.
Have you rang the bell? Is there an emergency?
No. Also, I'm gonna be a little nasty to you because you gave me medication when I refused it, so let's just be nasty towards her.
I wanted to see how long it takes you to answer the bell.
Look, I'm a nurse. I have a lot of paperwork to do.
Do you
We're
now?
doing our best here. It's not my fault that suicidal fruitcakes like you come
Whoa.
here and scratch and piss on the bloody walls.
Whoa!
Hey, don't speak to me like that. I'm not suicidal, and I'm not a fruitcake. And
That's
I
not
didn't
nice.
scratch anything, let alone pissing on the walls.
Why do I bother? I think it's time we give you some medication. Can you please tell me your name and your date of birth?
No, fuck you. Why would you assume that everybody who has a mental disability is like that? That's... no.
I'll have your name, so I can make a big fat complaint.
There is no need for that attitude. First, you are being disruptive when I'm just trying to do my paperwork. And now you are threatening me. Oh, you should know we are only following the doctor's orders here. Now, forget that silliness and let me have a quick look at your wristband.
So, is doctor's orders to insult the patients? fuck that.
Miss Ashworth, I strongly suggest you take this, alright?
Alright, this time I'm going to actually just comply because I do want to see if what I said earlier is correct, so I'll just take the bloody things this time.
That's a good girl. Now, drink it down. You'll feel much better.
Fuck this shit.
Now, go back to your room and rest. You'll be able to relax and have a great sleep.
Okay, I was right. It is Sheila. Okay, so I guess that's probably the other lady's mother's name. Which, interestingly, I don't think that was one of the choices earlier, so I think we had to do this in order to find the answer. Otherwise, I would have been wasting so much time, like, going through every single choice, and she probably would have been like, no, that's not the right answer. So, okay. At least this wasn't all for naught. So, time to go back to the real world. And I'll try to kill two birds with one stone. I'll immediately go into the restroom again. And I think I have to stop up the toilet. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what I have to do. I'll stop up the toilet. That'll distract the nurse. And then while she's in there, I can talk to Anne real quick. And then sneak out of here. Okay.
The drugs have worn off and I feel better now. But I can't let them do that to me again. I need to get out of here.
Okay, no problem. Let's see what's going on. Alright, so she's right there. Fine. Let's open up this door. Enter. Okay. Alright, so let's open up the toilet. And let's stuff these in here. Nice. Okay. So now, if I flush it, it should stop up. Or at the very least cause a big mess. So, flush. Nice. Okay, so now I have a legitimate reason to call her in here. Perfect. Okay. This should work. Hi, kitty.
Someone is coming.
Have you rang the bell? Is there an emergency?
The toilet's blocked.
What? Well, that's hardly an emergency.
It is when you need to use it urgently, like I do.
I see. Fine, I'll sort it out. Just give me a minute. It's the gloves. Again! I guess I'll have to get my hands dirty since the cleaner's called in sick.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. So let me take advantage of this. And I'll talk to you since now that I have your information, or at least your mother's name. Talk to.
If you really are a friend, you will know my mother's name. The name that haunts me. A beautiful name.
But I know it. Let me just think for a second.
Yes, okay, great.
Sheila.
Yes. It was my mother who sent you, after all. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. But my head's all messed up.
So, let's have a little chat, sweetheart.
Do you know how to get out of here? Something is wrong with this place? Both are very valid.
Something's wrong with this place.
I think it's really nice here. We must stay here. Do what they say. Take pills they give us. Sometimes, if I behave, they give me the red stuff. I wait for it. I'm being good.
What is this red stuff?
It's a drug. My favourite one. Red stuff takes the pain away. I must stay here. Good nurses have been most kind. They always remember. They know I'm suffering. But it is not the same as the drugs I see in my dreams. On the other side of the mirror, there's a spider's heart full of drugs. I just can't seem to find it anymore.
I see.
Okay, I am so glad I interacted with that thing earlier the first time I went through that drug trip, because I just saved myself a ton of time. Okay. What exactly is this treat you mentioned? Are you alright? Feel like sharing? What's your name? Oh! I see. Because the discharge letter on the table is probably hers. If I switch... Okay, I see why number 4 is an option. If I switch name bands with her, coupled with the discharge letter, then the guards would have to let me go. Okay,
How about we swap our name bands?
Oh yeah, I don't mind. But that would be like a favour to you, yeah?
Well, technically, you wouldn't lose anything, because I'd give you my name band instead. Does that make any sense?
Sure, yeah. I do want something better in return though. I'm not that stupid. I know you'll use it to get out of here.
Oh, I never said you're stupid. I just really want to go home. Please understand.
That's fine. I don't mind. I'll give it to you if you get me the red stuff. What do you say?
I thought nurses give it to you anyway.
No, not that. I'm talking about the real thing. Something you can only get in the world of dreams.
Well,
now
I have
that is something special.
I actually have it.
Is it safe?
It's perfectly safe.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So how do I give this to you? Can I just... I guess I'll just say this? I don't know.
What exactly is this little treat you mentioned?
It's the red teardrop of pure happiness. They bring it, I drink it down, and my pain goes away. Without it, I just feel so angry. It's like I'm going crazy. It's funny, but I just get so fucking angry sometimes.
Okay. I get it.
I'm dying, I think. We're all dying, I heard. She said I'd go to hell for it, but I didn't do anything.
Who
I
said?
didn't know. Does he know?
Who?
Him!
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
No, probably not.
I need the red medicine. I need it now.
Okay.
I must be a good girl. I must be a nice girl.
Maybe I could get you some of that stuff. Do you know where they keep it?
Oh, they have it hidden well. You can't get there. Or maybe you can. I see it in my dreams sometimes. It's where the nurses are. But in my dream, there are no nurses there. I see it, but I can't get it.
Yeah.
It's so near, and yet so far. I can still hear the broken heartbeat of the spider's heart.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll talk to you later, yeah?
Yes, go. Be careful. They're watching us. And remember, we must be nice to earn the red stuff. Always be nice.
Okay.
Poor woman.
Yeah, exactly. Oy vey. Also, I just noticed at the very last second after choosing that choice that there was an option to slide down. So maybe that was the option I was supposed to select to give her the meds. But let me see if going into my inventory will, drink? Give. Here.
I've found the thing you asked me for, but are you absolutely certain it won't harm you?
Don't be silly. Of course it won't.
Fine. I hope you know what you're doing. Can I have your name band now, please?
Yes, no matter what they say, I do keep my promises.
What
Sorry,
do
I got
they?
the hiccups.
You know what? It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Thank you for your help.
Alright, Anne, have a good life. See, this is what I'm talking about. You gotta feel bad for people when they're in that kind of state. In her case, it's not so much mental. Like, it clearly, like, when we read this chart, it told us that, she had been on drugs, and she had willingly admitted herself to the hospital to get the help that she needed. So, you gotta commend her for that. But then, at the same time, this medicine that they have her on is making her, you know, act crazy, for lack of a better word. But, let's take, actually, let me read this. Okay, I was right. It is a discharge letter for her. Gizmo, please stop acting up. Gizmo. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so I am going to take this. It seems she had admitted herself into the hospital and is allowed to leave whenever she wishes. All she has to do is show this letter to the security guys outside. Alright, just as I suspected, so we're going to take it. Yep, grab it. Love it. Let's book. Hi, guys.
Sorry, Mom, can't let you through. We'll need to see a discharge letter from your doctor first.
Here. Are you happy now?
Yes, that seems fine. Can I just check your name band to confirm that you are indeed Anne Burton?
Yes.
Oh, all right. I didn't realize you knew how to read.
Susan.
There you go. Can I go now?
Of course. Thank you, Mom. We'll
don't-
see you soon.
Don't be insulting the guys that are letting
No.
you leave.
You won't. Now get out of my way.
Okay, there's no need to be rude, Susan. Jesus. What are you, on the rag too? Okay. So now we're in some new territory. Examine? It's a storage room door. Okay, I don't need that. What is in this one? It's a door to some office. Okay, well, I just want to leave. Oh, I just picked up. Yeah, I guess he did just say that just now, didn't he? Yeah, that's a little ominous. Alright. Okay, so there's where we just left the dime ward, maternity ward, and the exit. So let's just keep going.
And you must be Susan Ashworth.
Well, perhaps I am?
Do you mind if I ask you where you're heading to?
I was just going for a little walk, stretch my legs, get some fresh air.
Oh, God.
Give it a rest. I'm not going anywhere.
Miss Ashworth, please relax. There's been a mistake. You have been prescribed wrong medication. I apologize sincerely on behalf of my team and the hospital, but luckily we managed to spot it on time.
On time? You have no idea what I've been through?
Once again, I'm truly sorry. I promise no more drugs will be given to you. I personally guarantee you will have a good, peaceful sleep tonight, and you can be discharged in the morning.
Why can't I go tonight? I want to go now.
I'm really sorry, but we can't legally discharge suicidal patients without a full psychiatric assessment. It's too late for it now, but I promise we'll have a chat in my office first thing in the morning, okay? And then you can go home. Is that all right?
I haven't really got much choice, have I?
So now we've come full circle. Okay, now we're back with the doctor again.
Now I'd like to ask you some questions about your life, Susan. You might find them very personal, but it's important that you answer me as honestly as possible.
Fine. Let's get it over with then, shall we? I'd like to go home at last.
Of course, I understand. So, Susan, let's see. Are you living alone at the moment?
I rent a flat. It's quite lonely most of the time. I live on my own and it suits me just fine. I live with a friend. She must be worried about me. Oh. Well, number 3 is a flat out lie. Well, I mean, this is the truth. Like, both of these are kind of saying the same thing, but at the same time, this is probably the most accurate one. Yeah, she is Susan, but that lady that she was interacting with in the hallway, she lied and said she was Ann Burton because that was the name on the discharge letter that she picked up. So, with the security guards, she lied and said that she was Ann Burton's just so that they can, let her leave. But the doctor, I guess, knew, you know, his patients well enough to be like, well, that's clearly not, you know, Anne. So yeah, basically the doctor caught her, and then the other two realized what happened and caught up to her. And the doctor diffused the situation and said, you know, let's just have her go back to her room and rest, and then in the morning we'll talk, and after we talk, you can leave, basically. So that's what these scenes that we've been seeing basically are. Him talking to her the following day after. So...
I rent a flat. It's quite lonely most of the time. I used to like being on my own, but I'm not sure if I still do. Too much time with my thoughts, and no one to talk to. Maybe I should get a parrot. We'd have a little chat each time I feel like opening up.
Or maybe you could consider finding friends through our Suicide Watch service. They're very good. Helped a lot of people.
Okay. Maybe I will.
What do you do for a living?
Actually, that's a good question. I don't know what she does. I don't know if one is... Well, actually, it said that she used to be a nurse. So, she's clearly not a nurse anymore. But I don't know if she now works as a waitress, or if she is truly, in fact, in between jobs at the moment. I don't know. I mean, she could be, like, on unemployment, and that's how she's been able to maintain her flat. And she also could be just working as a waitress. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm a waitress. I work in a cafe.
You do? Do you like it?
It's okay. I don't mind it. It's just a job.
It's important to keep busy. I'd advise you get back to work as soon as next week.
I will.
Describe to me what your mornings look like. What is the first thing you do each day?
Also, I'm noticing that there's a bigger delay in the chat than normal. Normally I would have seen your decision just now, Chico, before I made mine. I drink strong coffee and smoke on the balcony. Oh my god, where is Jove when you need him? He would love this. I eat breakfast, cereal usually. I have a cup of tea and read a newspaper. I lie in bed awake, can't bring myself to open my eyes. I go to the toilet, doesn't everyone? I put on the TV so I can watch old shows. Which sounds the most like me? Well, I definitely don't drink coffee or smoke. I don't always eat breakfast. I'm not that big of a fan of tea, and I don't really read the newspaper. And then that was just being a smartass. Put the TV on? Sometimes I do. But this is probably the most accurate.
I lie in bed awake. Can't bring myself to open my eyes.
I see.
I'm scared of the coming day. I know already what'll happen.
And what's that, Susan?
Nothing, really. Nothing at all happens in this stupid, empty life. Sometimes I wonder why I even get dressed. What for? For who? I hardly ever get out of the flat anyway.
Would you say that you feel safer at home than outside?
Wow, this is hitting a little close to home. Yeah, I suppose not really. I don't feel that safe at all. I don't know. Like, I mean, number 2 has a really valid point, because, I mean, bad things can happen to you at home just as much as they can outside, so I can't really agree with number 1. But number 2 sounds so down. Like, she just feels like she's not safe anywhere, which is kind of sad when you think about it. But I definitely wouldn't say number...
Yeah, I suppose. It's not really about safety. I've just felt sad for a long time now. Really sad, you know? Somehow it brings me down even more when I go out and see all those happy, successful people. It makes me feel more like a failure. If I don't see it, it doesn't hurt that much.
What do you think is missing in your life? Or rather, what is one thing that you think would make your life better?
A good friend. Someone I could finally trust. But I can't see anyone will turn up anytime soon. I've become a social hermit. People avoid me.
You'll have to try to open up a bit. Hopefully the suicide watch worker will work with you on that.
Don't think it'll help much. I heard they're not very good.
Really? Sorry to hear that. Have you ever attended group therapy for depression or some other form of counseling?
No, I'm not sure it's a good idea. Especially the group therapy thing. I'd hate it.
You should at least give it a go first, and then decide. If you don't like it, we can think of something else, yeah?
If you insist. But I doubt it'll help.
Do you have problems sleeping?
Every night. I take pills for that. There aren't any left now, though.
In the light of recent events, I think you should stay off those pills for a while. I suggest you drink some hot milk before bed instead. Would you describe for me how you feel at the moment?
Definitely better than before the accident.
Good. Hopefully you can now move on from here. With a bit of luck you will enjoy life again. Suicide attempts often have that effect on people. Same as near-death experience. It makes you realize that you're not ready to die yet. Do you find it hard to concentrate?
Yes, sometimes.
Do you drink alcohol, Susan?
No.
That's good. Alcohol is a powerful depressant.
I never really liked drinking.
Excellent. Sometimes when life gets too much and people feel sad or upset, they think about suicide. Do you often think about suicide?
Yes, I think about it often. But now, I know I can't do it. Still, it won't just go away that easily. I need more time. I need to think it through. I need to find my peace with the world, I guess.
Please, in your own words, try to explain to me, why did you really try to take your own life, Susan?
Nothing was making me happy anymore. There wasn't a single thing that would bring a smile to my face. I kept thinking, won't it be better if I just disappear? I really tried to find something. Took a long bath, picked up a book, watched some television, but I just couldn't get into anything. All those things seemed like worthless distractions, and I myself felt obsolete. Needless. It just would get worse and worse. By the afternoon, I realized I cried for the past 3 hours. I didn't even know I'd been crying until I went to the bathroom and saw my face in the mirror. I looked like a ghost. I looked like I was dead already, you know? And then I saw the sleeping pills. I thought, why not? And I did it.
Do you feel as if you're a burden, or that life isn't worth living?
Sometimes, when I feel really low, I used to think everyone would be happier without me. But I guess people don't really care. Besides, I live alone. Who could I be a burden to?
What makes you feel better?
A long bath is how I relax. A hot, long bath and a good book. That's the first thing I'll do when I get home.
What makes you feel worse?
It's hard to say. It could be anything. Sometimes it could be just little things. The way my hair looks, shoes I can't find, when I run out of milk. I get angry with myself for being clumsy, for not being able to cheer up and just get on with things, like everyone else.
Have you imagined your funeral and how people will react to your death?
Probably nobody would come anyway. Can you imagine it? Now that's a sad picture. Loved by no one. Missed only by some cats. No tears shed for me. No flowers on my grave. But that's okay. I never liked flowers. I wouldn't miss that.
Finally, I'd like you to tell me about Eric.
Eric?
Yes, your husband. I believe this might be important. What can you tell me about your relationship? What had happened between you two?
This has nothing to do with him. Can I go home now, please?
Fine. I suppose you've opened enough for one day. Okay, one more question. This is just a formality, but I have to ask, are you going to do it again?
That's a hard one. I don't know. But hey, I've got it. The answer is no, I'm not. Thank you very much.
Excellent. We're nearly done here. There's just one more thing I must clear with you. What exactly happened last night?
Well, after I'd met you outside the ward yesterday, I went back to my room and fell asleep. I slept really well, considering what happened earlier. But then someone woke me up. It was the same nurse who was so friendly with me the first night. She said we needed to talk.
We must go, Susan. You are not safe here.
But...
Please, you must follow me. Quickly.
I went after her. The ward seemed very quiet. It must have been late at night.
Hurry!
Wait for me. Tell me what's going on here. The security guys were gone. She pointed at the corridor and said,
You go first. I'll explain everything in a minute. Susan, if we don't escape now, they're going to hurt you. Please trust me. I know a way out of here. I'll help you escape. Let's go down this corridor. I'll be right behind you.
I think I can hear someone coming.
Damn it! We can't go through there. Let's turn back, Susan. I know another way. Turn left here. We can use the maintenance lift to get us out of this place.
What are we doing on the roof? Liz. What the hell are you doing? And why is there blood on your clothes? Liz.
It's quicker than the stairs. And besides, all the doors are locked anyway. This is the only way out of here. The only escape. Let's both jump. It won't hurt, you'll see.
This is a bad idea. Come down and we'll talk.
I've made up my mind. I need to end this suffering now. Besides, I have no one to live for anyway. No one ever listened to me. No one ever cared.
I listened. You're a nice girl. You have your whole life ahead of you.
You listened. Did you really?
Of course I did. You talk a lot, but I've always been a good listener. I liked talking to you.
So do you remember that story then? The one I told you the other night? The one about the woman in A&E?
Yeah, she smoked a cigarette and burned in bed.
Okay, you have listened. Maybe you're right. Or maybe it was just a blind guess. But I must jump anyway. I have no choice.
Wait! Please stop and think for a second.
Did you not hear what I said? I have no choice.
Yes, you do. You can choose to come back inside with me, and we'll just forget this like it never happened, okay?
Do you remember that other thing I told you? I'm sure I told you about my flatmates. Did I tell you what one of them does for a living? I bet you don't remember that.
She's a stripper.
Yes. Or at least that's what I think she is. You've listened. I just wish other people did.
I'm sure they do. It can't be that bad.
What do you know? Why do you care anyway?
I don't want you to make the same mistake I did.
I thought you of all people knew how it feels. When you're trapped, and you can't trust anyone.
Look, I'm sure there must be someone who cares about you.
My colleagues don't care, my family don't care, even my fucking boyfriend never cared. He said he needed to go find himself. Did I tell you when he broke up with me?
On Valentine's Day.
Yes. Valentine's Day. You and I could have been good friends, you know. You really listened to everything I said after all. I'll be back. When you need help, I'll be there, Susan. But right now, it's time for me to let go.
No! After that, I went back. I tried telling people about Liz, but they all thought I was crazy again and didn't believe me.
And you were absolutely sure you saw Liz jump off this building?
You know, it doesn't matter. I just want to finish this and get some fresh air.
Susan, I know Liz well. She wouldn't do something like that. As a matter of fact, I saw her this morning. She's fine. I'd like you to come with me and see her. Say hi. Make sure she's alright.
Stop treating me like I'm crazy. Fine, I'll go. I don't even care that much anyway. The door is locked?
I plan ahead, Susan. I had a feeling in my gut, and my gut's never wrong. I feel like I really got to know you, though. I'm very sorry you've had such a difficult life. I like your green eyes and your sleek cheekbones. You're a clever girl, Susan, but the sadness has poisoned you for too long. There is no coming back from it. For what it's worth, I would have let you go if it wasn't for Liz.
Where am I? Who are you?
I am the Crow, of course. I will get you out of here. Unless Cedar wants to stay. I thought so. There are two doors leading out of this place. One Something she longs for every single day.
Where are those doors? I can't see them.
Just walk back to the right side of the stage. My dear little Susan can't miss them. That's Susan like my girls. I knew she would.
Whatever they are, tell them to stop staring.
But they are here to guide Susan. They are the guardians of the doors. They know which door she should enter to get her rewards. But there is one problem.
There's always a problem. I'm not even surprised. Which door should I go through?
I will leave that to Susan's own best judgment. But this might be her only chance to find what she had lost. Waste it. And Susan will never get it back. Susan has one question. And she can only ask one of them. She must use it wisely.
Fine, I can do that. But what's the catch?
It's very simple. One of my girls always tells the truth, while the other one always lies.
And I'm guessing you can't tell me which is which?
It's something I've forgotten myself a long time ago, Susan. But does it really matter? One question is all Susan needs to find the right door.
Which door would the other doll point me to? Is this supposed to be my reward? Flowers? I hate flowers! You lied to me! You lied.
Did you really think there would be anything precious waiting for you here? Look at the lovely roses. Just like everything else in the room. They just turn into ash.
You treacherous, dirty bastard. I opened my heart to you, and you stabbed me to death in cold blood. You'll pay for this. I swear you will. But this means the old woman was right. I can't die. I'm immortal. I think it's time to find out how very mortal you are, Doctor. You're gonna pay for this, you bastard.
I don't need eyes to enjoy your fear. Scream louder, little bitch. Scream your lungs out. Louder, I said. Yes, this is by far my favorite of songs. Would you like me to dance for you? Unlike you, I know all art needs to be appreciated. Your scream is like a poem without words. Your body, an instrument. I never thought you had it in you, and yet you make every fibre in my body tremble with excitement. Your body will forever be admired by those like me, who understand the only pure and true form of art.
I can leave now and forever forget about this place and Dr. X. I have my own problems. I'm not cut out to bring murderers to justice. I've got the key. It's clearly been left here for me to find. Was it Liz who did it? If it really was her, it's clear she would have wanted me to leave. If she'd planned a revenge, surely she would have left me a fucking gun instead. On the other hand, this man is a serial killer. He murdered a lot of women. He murdered me. He will carry on killing if I don't put a stop to it. And I'm pretty sure none of those brain-dead idiots upstairs will believe my story. Just like when I told them about Liz on the roof. They'll never take my word over the doctor's. I'm just a fucked up loser to them. But the screaming, he's got someone in there. His next victim. It's probably too late to save her, but what if it isn't? I told the old lady I'm not a killer. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never tasted vengeance before. Not like this. What if it feels good? It's time to decide. Do I stay and fight? or leave and carry on with my life like all this never happened. What's up, Doc?
Thank you. Thank you so much. He would have killed me. Like the others. The animal. You gave him what he deserved. Who are you?
They call me the cat lady. Now get out of here. Call the police. I'm going home.